welcome to the first audition episode of Nepal's Top 7 Debaters, produced by Today's Youth Asia. Nepal's Top 7 Debaters is a reality television show where young debaters are provided with a platform to voice forth their opinions on various issues that affect the society directly and help in building awareness through the feeling of competitiveness. The competition is divided into 6 categories: 2 languages, Nepali and English, and 3 grade levels, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the bachelor's level. The debaters apply for the audition, and after selection, they go into a series of competition. In the competition round that follows, the debaters will be eliminated on the basis of their performance, and one winner will be announced from each of the 6 categories. There will be one winner nominated as a special mention, and that is how we'll announce the 7 winners of the Nepal's Top 7 Debaters 2012. Nepal's Top 7 Debaters will be organized every year by Today's Youth Asia.
In just a few seconds, these participants will go out for the audition rounds. Let's ask them a few questions. Your name, where are you from, and your hobbies?
My name is Chandan Thakur and I'm from KU High School. Currently, I'm living in Gaurighat, and my hobbies are using computer and only computer stuff.
I'm Saluja Shivakoti from class 9 St. Mary's High School, and my hobbies are painting, sketching, and reading novels.
My name is Polishma Yadav. I'm from Bhanu Bhakti Memorial Higher Secondary School, and my hobbies are dancing, playing basketball, and also sleeping.
Sleeping, nice. You, same question.
Me, myself, Disha Bhushal from Bhanu Bhakti Higher Secondary School, and my hobbies are painting, sketching, sleeping.
I'm Amisha Sharan, and I'm from Rice School, and my hobbies are dancing, writing stories, and reading.
My name is Bidangaram Bandari. I'm from Trio High School, and my hobbies are reading, playing, and making fun of others. Thank you.
Very well. Your name, your place, where you come from, and your hobbies, please.
My name is Prasid Raj Gurug, and like my friend Anisha, I am from Rice School, and my hobbies are swimming, writing, and reading books.
My name is Shika Shrestha from Shivatara School, and my hobbies are playing basketball and reading novels.
My name is Sophia Gautam, and I'm from Modern Indian School, and my hobbies are playing basketball, drawing, and reading books.
My name is Samiksha Batra. I'm from Bhanu Bhakti Memorial Higher Secondary School. My hobby is to explore new places, new people, and to read novels.
I'm Prakriti Bashal from Bhanu Bhakti Memorial Higher Secondary School. Well, my hobbies are swimming, playing basketballs, and reading.
I would like to introduce our panel of judges for the audition round. Mr. Santosh Shah, anchor and producer of the TV show Power Talks. He is also the world record holder as the youngest anchor of English political TV show. Ms. Suzana Upadhyay, she is the country representative at an NGO called ATA and is currently based in India. Ms. Khushbu Mishra, she was a research assistant at the UNICEF office in Bangkok, and she is to do her PhD in applied economics in the USA. We now begin with the audition round in grade 7, 8, and 9, and the topic is, there are no bad children, only bad parents.
My name is Saluja Shivakoti. I'm from class 9, St. Mary's High School, and the topic that I'll be speaking on is there are no bad children, only bad parents, and I would be going for the topic. According to me, I strongly believe that whatever a child is today is the result of what his or her parents give to that person. And I'd start with my own family, the person I am today, and the person I'm proud to be me, and I am the outcome of what my parents gave me. And a child's first home is the lap of his mother, and from that very start, it is a parent who's responsible for nurturing a child, who's taking care of that person. And of course, it is a duty of every parent to observe and govern what a child is doing, whether he's going in the bad company, whether he's going in a bad path, and is he doing good in his life, or to teach him about life, to teach him about values and love. It is a duty of every parent, I strongly believe. For example, if a child is using the internet, a free book to every person, and if it is the duty of every parent to govern whether that child is doing right in the internet. It depends on the parents, because of course, a child, it's the nature of every child to be tempted towards things, and if a parent is not there beside him to say, no, you're not going to do this, if they create a boundary, certain strict norms for them, then of course he will not do that. I mean, if they are left carefree and if they do not get much love and if they do not get moral support that encourages a child, then of course I do not think that a child would be doing something good in his life. And it is of course the product that we have tomorrow. All of that is a gift of what is given to them by their parents. And like for example, if a person is taking drugs, then we of course it's like everybody's like, what type of a family background do you have? And it's practical, because if a person from the very start is taught, do this, do that, you're doing right, you're doing wrong, and whenever in every step of his life, if he's encouraged, you're doing the correct thing, this is a bad thing, don't do this, then of course a child would definitely not do something, and it would of course create a fear that what would I be doing to my parents who did all this for me. And if of course the number of suicide rates that we have, if we observe, then it is definitely most of it because they do not get moral support from their parents. They do not get what they actually want from their parents. And as a youth, whenever they're adolescent, then it's obvious, it's a nature, like in this age where like we do not like to go agree with our parents and we do not like to agree with their decisions, but it is of course our duty also to know that they are our parents, they are the ones who gave birth to us, they are the ones who expect something from us, and it is us who has to give equal to them. It's like tit for tat. What they give is what they get from us. And that's all that I would want to say.
I liked how you started it. You're loud and clear. But then, like, I was kind of lost in between. I think you started with some kind of other argument and then you led yourself to some other kind of arguments. So I got a bit confused. When you're in a debate, you're not supposed to look at your notes. And you did a couple times. So you have to improve on that. For now, I think I would go with a red. Good luck for next time.
Thank you. So Lisa, I'll tell both of your sides, and then I'll have to make a decision based on that. You're clear and loud, and that's a good thing in a debate. That you're very clear with your expressions, and then you're loud about it as well. At the same time, you don't want to make it sound very monotonous, because no matter how clear and loud you are, if it's monotonous, then you lose the interest. And when you take a look at the notes and not at your audience or your viewers, then again you're creating a disconnect between who is watching you and listening you. Take a break between the sentences, and that in a way breaks the monotonity. And then you can also have different levels of your voice when you speak out. What I liked about you was you used a lot of personal stories and examples. And when somebody uses personal story and example, it's most of the time very creative and unique, and it kind of attracts the attention of your listeners. And that's where I got kind of attracted towards what you're expressing about on the topic. It's a very difficult topic because whichever side you take, it can again be redebated, and this is one topic that can probably never end to reach a conclusion. So I understand it's a very difficult topic that was given to you. The other thing is it's good to have a balance in the gender when you speak out, and as a girl you should definitely encourage women participation more in your content. Like when you say when a child is born, he is with his mother, you could say he or she, or you could say even she, it doesn't matter, or you could say like one or it, so if you use the word his or mankind or man, I suggest that people use a balance. What I think is if we can train you well, you definitely have what it takes to get in there. So I'm taking you in.
So tell me one thing. How often do you argue with your parents?
Whenever, like, if I ask them something and they do not allow me, like if I want to go out with my friends and they do not allow me or something, then I get annoyed, but then sometimes they're always correct and it's me who does the mistakes.
So Lisa, when you're speaking right now, did you see that you're more relaxed?
Yeah.
You had better expression, and you still had a good content. That's public speaking. That's debating. It is more than what you have on the paper. You speak out what you feel from inside and what you have in your head, right?
Overall, I was going to raise some of the points that Santosh did in terms of gender and in terms of being confident and eye contact. But overall, I think there's potential, and you're already there. You're already quite confident, and you like being on stage, and I can see that. So well done. But there's room for improvement, so keep working. But yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
Good luck.
How are your auditions?
It went really well. The only thing I need to improve on is I looked a lot to my notes, and they said keep an eye contact to the audience and more focus on what you express freely and don't be relaxed. So they gave me a second chance. I'll be coming. I mean, I'm selected, but there's a lot to improve, and I'll try my best to improve.
Do you see yourself as one of Nepal's top 7 debaters now?
Of course I see myself, but I need to try. There is always a room for improvement, and it's just about giving your 100%, and I'll do that.
You're about to go for your auditions. How are you going to impress the judges?
No idea, just I'm pretty much confident for now, and I hope I can impress them by my saying and my facial expressions. I don't know, I do not have anything in my paper, but lots of things running in my mind.
And what got you interested in Nepal's top 7 debaters?
I've always wanted to be a part of this kind of clubs. I'm always interested for these things, so I think these things has always made me, has always attracted me for being a good debater, I don't know what to say, but a good person.
Good afternoon, honorable judges, respective audiences, and the whole organizing team. Here it's me, Polish Yadav from Bhanubhakti Memorial Higher Secondary School, speaking in the motion on the topic, there are no bad children, but there are only bad parents. For this topic, I'd like to start with the main point, that is, every children learn from their parents. I'd like to say, no children is bad. Everything we children do are our implementation from our learning that our parents and our teachers have made us learn. I'd like to say, I like to complain actually, not literally complain, but I like to express my feeling that if our parents do not support us, if they are cruel and rude to us, if they have never been supportive to us, they are themselves bad, then when we do bad, then why do they scold us? Why are they mad on us? If they have always been bad, they have never been doing great things, never been better parents, then why do they expect good children? Why do they expect good us from we children? I'd like to say, if a politician himself is not a good citizen, then nothing good can be hoped from the citizen of that country. I'd like to say one thing. When we take decision, our parents are sometimes not supportive to that. They are cruel, they are rude sometimes, and when we fail in our that decision, then they scold us. They are mad on us. That is phase. Actually, that is phase, because when they have never been supportive to us, then why do they scold us? Why do they think good from us? Finally, lastly, I want to say that nip the evil in the bud. For all the parents who have never been supportive, who have never been supportive to their children, who have not shown love and affection to their children, I would like to suggest this proverb for those parents, so that the evil would be bud and the nip on the bud, so that the children would be evil free, and the nation will be good. Nation will be good with the good children, good future. Thank you.
Parisma, right?
Yeah.
You're a natural speaker.
Thank you.
Take care.
Again, natural speaker, but do work on your grammar. Yeah, work on your English. But well done.
I think it was very bold of you to go for the motion. Welcome.
Thank you.
Alright, so how were your auditions?
It was really interesting. I got the best comment in my life. That was that I am a natural speaker. I was really happy. That made me confident for the next level also. I'm really excited that I'll be in the next level too.
Alright, so you're very confident. Do you think you will be one of Nepal's top 7 debaters?
Hope so. I'll try my best. Don't know about the future. I think I can control my mind, so let's think about the destiny.
Alright, and any words of advice to everyone else?
Just chill. There's nothing to be afraid. I think they were so good. Actually, judges were really good.
You're going for your auditions. How do you feel?
The topic is kind of easy for me because it's a common topic we all discuss about, and I'm feeling a bit nervous.
But it's a common topic, so how much confident are you?
No, I'm 50% confident. So, namaskar everybody. I'm Chandan Thakur here, representing Kathmandu University High School, and I'm a technology blogger. I blog about iPhone and Apple. It's my introduction. So, the topic: there are good students. There are no bad children, only bad parents. It's a topic which most of the youth, most of the teens say. Normally, when they cross after the age of 13. It's kind of common topic. Even I, along with my friend, discuss about this topic, because this topic has some kind of meanings. Like whenever a children grow up from his childhood, he thinks that he's superior. He thinks his parents are really bad. They don't care. They don't get freedom. They don't get privacy. In the name of privacy and freedom, they do some bad activities. And from that point of view, they think that the parents are really bad. But how can they be so bad? Because parents are those who gave us birth. I'm here because of my parents. I can't say that my parents are bad. Can I? No. I think nobody can say their parents are bad. If we claim that children are really bad, if we claim children are not bad and only parents are bad, then those who are children now will grow up in the future and they will become parents. Then can they change the statement there? No. It's a cycle where every children gets to the parents and parents have their own children. So we can't say there are no bad children, and we can't say there are only bad parents. Parents are those who support us in every moment. There are those parents who have supported us. They give us education, shelter and everything. Even we all are here by the foundation of our parents. If our parents would have been bad, selfish, then will we be able to come here? Definitely no. Then how can we say that parents are being bad and we are not? And the main thing is that the situation, the condition decides whether the children are bad or parents are bad. In some condition, parents may be bad, or in some situation, children may be bad. That depends on the condition, in what term they are doing. When children get teenage, when they cross 13 or 14, they think superior and they think that their parents are not allowing them something to do like freedom. They don't get freedom. They don't get proper. They don't get proper privacy, and they want to be alone. They want to have their girlfriends. They want to do something that others do. Even I myself want to walk alone in the new road or want to be with my girlfriend, but I can't do it because it's all my parents have some strict rules, some restrictions are there. But I think that they are bad. In the past, I used to think that they are really bad, but I realized what and how they do. They survive for us. They earn money and they do everything for us. They don't do these things for themselves. If they wanted to have done this, then I don't think that I would be here. That's all.
Chandan, you really got me confused because I couldn't understand what you're talking about. Because whether you're speaking for the motion or against the motion.
I'm
for the motion. Yeah. And I personally feel you need a lot.
Against the motion, that.
You're against the motion. Yeah. See, that's exactly how I felt also. I thought which side you are, and you definitely have the inclination to debate. You can definitely be a good public speaker, but that's I would say a year away. So I would say good luck. Come for the next year for 2013 again, and I'll be happy to be of any like assistance in between. For now, it's a red card.
Okay, it's a really difficult one because you've got a great stage presence. And you were brilliant, like all the animation and all the jumping around, it was brilliant. But at the same time, the content I'm not so sure about. To me, a good debate is about having that stage presence, having that confidence, but also having good arguments and good logic. And there were a lot of generalization in what you said. Yeah, all of us are here because of our parents. How do you know that? Yeah, like we could not have been if our parents were not good. Maybe we were raised by our grandparents. Maybe we were raised by our uncles and aunts.
But we can see that if our parents don't support us, then how can our grandparents support us?
Our parents might have abandoned us, and therefore our grandparents had to take us up. Anyway, I'm not debating with you. I'm just kind of saying there was a lot of generalization. But having said that, the difficult bit is you are really good at public speaking. So I'm kind of debating over what to do, but I strongly believe that with experience and as you grow older in life, the way you see the world and the arguments you form and even what you believe is true and what not, and what you say, what you don't say, it's going to change. So I'm kind of hoping with maturity you'll have stronger arguments and better examples. So for me it's a green. But do think about what you say, try and avoid generalization.
I was really entertained by your personal example of your girlfriend. I thought that was funny. You are very loud, and that's a good thing when you're debating. When you speak, you have to be very careful with your grammar. Like, I heard you use children's many times as a plural, and I know you know, but it's just because you're nervous. So you have to think before you speak. And I think I'm going to give you a chance because I just like your presentation. Sorry, it's a green.
Alright, you seem very happy, but you took awfully a lot of time. How was your audition?
Yeah, it was quite good, but the one judge was not impressed by me, as two of them was. I was really nervous that I won't be selected, but at last I was selected, so I was really excited.
Alright, so what are you going to do to impress judges from now on?
I'm going to improve my content, what I speak. In upstairs, the judges were really confused on I'm speaking for the topic or against the topic, so I want to improve that.
Right. And now that you've passed the audition rounds, do you think you will be one of Nepal's top 7 debaters?
Being frank, I don't think so.
Alright, I hope you will do better.
If you're a student between grade 7 and bachelor's level and are interested in the Nepal's top 7 debaters, then you can apply for the next round of auditions, and the application deadline is 25th of July. You can call the TYA office at 425-7250 or write an email to us at youthtya@gmail.com. For the viewers, you can also participate in our program by sending us the debate topics that are of interest to you. Till then, have a nice week. Namaste.